Hospice care is often known for a lack of communication, the standard of the care itself, as well as many other negative experiences for the patient and family members.
Well, there is a local nonprofit that aims to reshape end-of-life care in Las Vegas, and Dr. Timothy Beckett from Holistic Passings Foundation is joining us now. Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning. How are you?
We're very good. How are you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
So first of all, let's start off at the very beginning. What inspired you to create the Holistic Passings?
Yeah, so I've been a hospice physician for quite some time. I was a medical director for at least about 6 years. I was faced with the death of a family member, or the dying of a family member down in Texas, and that made me realize that there was a lot missing from hospice care. When I was down there, I felt completely unprepared. She was very asleep on medications. She was in a lot of pain. She was suffering quite a bit. And even as a hospice physician, I was kind of left kind of dumbfounded as to what to do. I by chance ran into a friend who happened to be a Reiki therapist. She offered her services. She went in and spoke with my aunt. She spoke with me, spoke with my family members. A lot of touch, a lot of song, a lot of prayers. Really released us, gave us a sense of peace. Shortly thereafter, my aunt passed, and I realized after that I needed to bring back something different to Las Vegas. That's kind of what got me started.
You know, a lot of what you're sharing about falls under holistic care. So what is holistic end-of-life care, and how does it differ from traditional hospice?
All right, well, let's start with traditional hospice. It's a lot of symptom management. We manage pain, we manage nausea, vomiting, we manage restlessness, insomnia, things like that. Holistic services does not replace any of that. We don't take any of that away. What we like to do is add to that. We add things like Reiki therapy, things like touch therapy, music therapy, art therapy. We even provide grooming, because when you look good, you feel good. We do house decluttering, because a stable, clean home adds a lot to a patient being calm. So we do those types of things in order to give the patient a sense of clarity, make them feel more human, more connected with individuals, so that they can actually embrace the process rather than deal with these external stressors.
It's crazy to think that a lot of those services, admittedly some are holistic, but a lot of those services are missing from a traditional hospice care. Clearly that makes a huge difference. Are there any other things that you may have not touched on there that you could expand on?
Pet therapy,
yeah.
Another thing, that is fantastic. A lot of patients love that. We even offer companionship. Oftentimes, when patients are in their final days or weeks of life, they are alone. The only person coming to see them is the occasional nurse who gives them a few medications, or the occasional CNA that may, bathe them. But that human experience, again, is what's actually missing. And so that's what we aim to provide by providing all of these services.
When it comes to hospice care, why is it so important to support not only the patients, but also the family and the caregivers as well?
The death process is not just a singular process that only the person that's dying experiences. Everyone who loves them, everyone who cares about them is going through this. It's the son who hasn't learned how to let go. It's the husband who's slowly seeing his wife drift away. It's now that daughter who's having to manage all the finances while also dealing with all the medications. It's a very stressful thing for everyone around them, which is why we make sure with Holistic Passings Foundation that we provide these services not just for the patient, but also for the primary caregiver.
Yeah, that experience must make, I mean, obviously you mentioned you've been through it yourself, going down to Texas. Clearly this has been well thought out. The experience for the caregivers is just as important, you mentioned, as it is for the patients who are coming in. Have you guys had any feedback from anyone? People had, things to say that they were so impressed by the service? Oh,
absolutely. I mean, tons of patients have gotten in touch with us afterwards and actually offered to volunteer their services.
Oh, wow.
Because they've seen the profound impact, in their own personal lives. We have people now who are Reiki therapists, who were originally caregivers for patients, who are now taking care of us, who are now working with us. Lots of them. A lot of them go and recruit other volunteers to come and work with us. A lot of them donate funds. A lot of them are on Facebook singing praises. So yes, I think what we're doing is very important, and we've touched a lot of lives.
That's great.
Yeah, this is impactful work, clearly. So thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Pleasure.
If you are researching for future requirements or currently in the process of needing a hospice for a loved one, learn more about HPF and the services they offer by visiting holisticpassings.org.